Welcome to Ask the Expert with noted radio host Steve Sleeper. Each week, Steve interviews entrepreneurs and professionals and shares their intriguing stories of success and service. Now, here's radio veteran Steve Sleeper.
Our guest today is Melody Fox, managing partner at Stein and Fox Law Firm, providing Atlanta with experienced personal injury representation for over 40 years. I began by asking attorney Fox about the history of her firm.
Bob Stein, the founder, has been in practice since 1978, so that's 42 years that he's been in personal injury. I joined him in 2016. I joined Bob as an associate. I'd been working as a criminal defense attorney prior to, and as a trial attorney in criminal defense, and wanted to make the switch to personal injury when Bob, offered me a job. And so, under his tutelage, I became, I was his associate and eventually became the managing partner of the firm. And now we are partners, and that's kind of where Stein and Fox is now. We endeavor to be the leading personal injury firm on the south side of Atlanta. We specialize in fighting insurance companies on our clients' behalf and strive to do it with compassion and precision. One thing about me is I've always been attracted to helping the underdog. I mean, that was what I did in criminal defense. My adversary was always the state or the government with all of their, resources. And even it's the same thing in personal injury. We're fighting the deep pockets of the insurance companies. These companies are in the business of collecting money from their insured for the premiums, but not always paying them out when it's necessary. So that's what I'm here for, and that's what our team is here for, to assist our clients in that fight.
Okay, so I've been in a car accident. Do I need to hire an attorney?
I would absolutely strongly recommend that you do so. Insurance companies, and that's assuming that the person who hits you is even insured, they tend to take advantage of individuals who have recently been in accidents. Many times they're looking for a way to pay out as little as possible and as quickly as possible. Let me give you an example, Steve. You get in an accident that's not your fault, and the insurance company for that defendant driver, for the person that hits you, calls you within the first 24 hours to get your side of the story. And you tell them what happened. You tell them you went to the emergency room, but you think you're feeling fine. Right then and there, let's say they offer you $2,000, and it's only been, a day or two after the accident. And then let's say you accept. 2 weeks later, you find out that you have a fracture or you need a surgery. Right then and there, you've barred yourself from any further recovery because you weren't represented. And so what I would recommend is definitely get an attorney. We would assist you in investigating the claim to look for any other possible recovery that we can find for you. If you do need further treatment, and let's say you don't have health insurance, we would facilitate that process by signing off on liens, promising that we would pay these medical providers out of the settlements or potential recovery that you may have. So there's a lot of things that an attorney can assist you with during a personal injury claim, whether it's helping out with making sure that your property damage is handled properly, to opening up all potential claims and investigating all potential places that we could find recovery for you.
So how much does it cost to engage a personal injury attorney?
Well, the good thing is that we don't get paid unless you get paid. So our interests are completely aligned. We are trying to get the maximum recovery for you, and we only get paid. And the standard attorney fee in Georgia is about 33% pre-suit. So if the case is settled at an amount that, based on the facts and based on all the pieces regarding the accident, then, it's 33% is the standard amount of the total recovery.
How do I know if I have a case?
Well, give us a call. Stein and Fox, we are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is a 1-800 number, which is 844-LAW, the word law, LAW, 4444. Or if you're local in the metro Atlanta area, our phone number is 770-961-1700. We will absolutely give you a free consult. We have a very seasoned intake team to handle any questions you may have. And once in a while, I'll even jump on the call or one of the other attorneys in the office to discuss your case with you or your potential case.
What do I do if an insurance adjuster calls me?
Well, if you are represented by an attorney or by our office, tell them exactly that you're not going to answer any questions and that they need to speak to your attorney. It's just like on TV. Anything you can say will and can be used against you. Some insurance companies operate in bad faith on a regular basis, and they will use any statements you give them to give their driver an out or in a way to get them out of liability or decrease their driver's liability. So I would recommend not speaking to them and retaining an attorney as quickly as possible because you don't know what you're dealing with on the other side. I mean, if that driver is even an insured driver, if they have a driver's license, if they're a permissive user, there's just so many areas that you just don't know that what you say, what impact that will have on your case. So I would recommend never talking to an insurance adjuster without representation.
Let's say I've been in a car accident, not my fault. Somebody else ran into me. And after the accident, I can be vertical. I can get out of the car and look around. Are there some things I should do and not do?
Absolutely. First off, I would urge you to immediately call 911 for various reasons for your case. And this is just thinking later on. So that there's a record that the accident actually occurred the way you were stating it occurred, and wait for the police to arrive, and don't leave the scene. If the other driver attempts to leave, try to urge that person not to, but definitely try to take pictures of that other vehicle's license plate or vehicle, and just wait for the police to arrive. So that way you have some evidence to provide to the officers of the person who actually hit you. Another thing about taking pictures of the other vehicle is later on when you do open a claim or when we open a claim on your behalf, make sure to also take pictures of your vehicle because the property damage to each vehicle shows the entirety of the picture. And so it may help your case later on. There's so many cases where these newer vehicles, a bumper tap can really destroy them, whereas let's say an old Cadillac hits you or you're in a Cadillac and you get hit, but there's just absolutely no damage on your vehicle, but you yourself are truly injured. So the property damage doesn't always tell the entire picture. Just what I would recommend is taking pictures of all the vehicles involved. It tells the more complete picture.
As we record this podcast episode, we're a few months into the COVID-19 crisis. So that being said, with COVID-19, are you open right now, and how do we meet?
We are absolutely open right now. Like I said, 24/7, 7 days a week, you can call our office at 770-961-1700. Everyone in our office is working remotely at this time, including myself. I am actually recording this in my son's room. But we do have an intake team that is working 24/7 who can review your case and determine if you have one. And if we're not able to sign you up and you do have a case, digitally, we definitely have people in the field who can meet you and sign you up in person, gather any documents pertaining to your case, photos, and help facilitate your treatment.
So will COVID-19 delay my claim?
I can tell you not by much. The insurance companies are up and running, but they are also working remotely. From my experience, that's a lot of insurance adjusters are working from home as well. So pre-COVID days, things may have moved a little quicker than it does now, but the wheels are still on the machine and it's still moving. So I can tell you that if your case is in litigation, though, and that means if we filed a lawsuit on your behalf, that's a different story. Currently, per executive order, Georgia courts are currently closed until June 13th due to COVID-19, and they may extend that being closed. But the only thing really running in the courts right now are emergency hearings, and those are mostly for criminal matters. But if your case is is not at the trial point yet, then it really won't matter because, motions and discovery and all of that can continue on.
Our thanks to personal injury attorney Melody Fox for being on Ask the Expert today.
Thanks for listening to Ask the Expert with Steve Sleeper. Join us next time as entrepreneurs and professionals share their intriguing stories of success and service.